Right. Today's lesson is from Heads Up English. We're going to read about train journeys. All right, this is a beginner lesson, although my student is not a beginner, but we're going to read Journey by Train. Would you start to read? Well, first, let's do the warm-up questions. Do you usually take the train when you travel, or do you use other transportation?
Sometimes when I go to a meeting, I usually go by train. For example, the 30th of this month, I'm going to Paris for one meeting for my insurance company.
Okay.
And, I go by train, by the night train.
I will go by train.
I will go by the night train. I take the train in the evening at about 10 in the evening, and I arrive in Paris at about 6 in the morning.
Okay.
So sleep in the train.
So what will you do between 6 o'clock and the time for your meeting? What will you do?
Oh, usually I'm going to breakfast, and usually sometimes I'm going in the underground, because one part of the underground is not underground, is on the earth, and you can see Paris in the morning, and I like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sounds nice. Will you spend an evening in Paris, or will you return home?
This time I will go to my brother-in-law, who is a widower, who lives at about 50 kilometers from Paris, and I will spend 3 days with him, because there's a long time I didn't go to see him, and he will. Okay.
Now, is this the brother that recently visited you?
Oh, he visited me? No, it's another. He visited me about 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. It has been
quite some. He's 85 years old, and he has pain in his knee, and he doesn't travel now.
I see. All right. Now, let's take a moment and look at the article. The title is Journey by Train. The one vocabulary word that I've already picked out was Vladivostok, and that is in Moscow. All right. I'm going to give you the pencil. So if you have any questions, you can circle it or underline it, and then I'll answer it. So you begin to read for me.
Okay. Train journeys are a great way to discover the nature and people of a country. You travel at a slower pace. You see the cities, towns, and countryside. You meet and talk with many people. You try local foods. Train journeys remind travelers about an older, more romantic way of travel too. There's the famous Orient Express, for example. It ran from Paris to Istanbul, and now runs from London to Venice and other cities in Europe. It's very luxurious. Or there's the Trans-Siberian Express. It runs more than 5,000 miles from Vladivostok to Moscow, and it takes about 1 week. Every continent and every country has a great train journey. Maybe you should take a train next time you travel.
Well, this was perfect for you, because the next time you travel, you will actually travel by train. Now, as you look at this article, were there any vocabulary words that gave you any difficulty at all?
No, I didn't have any difficulty.
Okay, so look down here at the comprehension questions and think about what you've read and answer the first one for me. Are train journeys a good or bad way to see a place, and why?
I think train journeys are a good way to see a place, particularly when you travel abroad. For example, at the end of the month, I'm going to Paris, as I told you, but
Mm-hmm.
in fact, it's not a pleasure because I travel during the night. I
Mm-hmm.
don't see the scenery. I don't see the countryside. It's night.
Okay. What I found interesting when I first took my first train ride, I didn't see as much as I'm not sure what I thought I would see, but everything moved so quickly that all I could see was grass and trees and cars. I mean, I don't know if I thought I would see cows in a pasture and horses and people. In old films on TV, we see people standing and waving as the train passes by. I didn't see any of that when I took my first train ride. So it was not as exciting as I thought. I did enjoy being on the train because it was different, but I didn't experience what I thought I might experience. So
Yeah, yes, I agree with you. Another question is you can't speak with other people because
mhm.
when you are in a train in France, people don't speak to others. It's exactly the same in the USA. When you go to the bus or when you go to the underground, you
Mhm.
don't talk to other peoples. People
No.
usually stay quiet and don't look at the others because they are afraid that it could be aggressive for the others. And
Exactly.
it's really difficult. And that's why I like to travel abroad. If you travel in Asia, for example, people like to speak to you because you're
Mhm.
a stranger. And I like this kind of thing.
Okay. Well, on a plane, on the train, on the bus, I think people tend to just grab a magazine and read it,
Yes,
or they listen to their music. All right, let's look
yes.
at number two. The article talks of, well, not number two. Let's go to number three. Um, is the writer of this article speaking positive or negative about trains? And tell
The
me.
writer has a positive opinion about train travel because it talks about the famous train like the Siberian Express, like the Orient Express,
Mm-hmm,
which are trains everyone dreams to take one day.
mm-hmm,
I'd like to travel. One train that I like to travel in was the train from Vancouver to Montreal in Canada. I saw that in internet and I saw that it was very, very beautiful. You can
mm-hmm.
stop when you want, but unfortunately the price is high, very high.
Okay. Mm. All right. All right. What I'm going to do is release the mouse for just a moment. If you'll take your hands from the mouse. Okay. I want to clear those drawings and move the page down just a little bit. And here are just a few more discussion questions that we can look at. And let's see. Go back to Bernard. All right. So we talked about number one, you do enjoy riding the train. And two, did you take the train to another country? Where did you go? And you said you went to Paris. And well, it looks like we've answered those. What is the best way to travel and why do you think so? What is the best way to travel and why do you think so?
In my opinion, when I travel abroad, the best way to travel is by train or sometime by bus. But the best way to travel is by train because by train you seem free to move, you
Mm-hmm.
seem free to discuss with others, you seem free to to you are convenient, more convenient than in a bus because usually the bus are very crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way to travel, in my opinion, is to travel by train.
And also, I think we can get up and walk from one car to another on the train. There isn't much walking to be done on a bus, and there isn't much walking to be done on an airplane either. But you can walk to the diner on the train, and depending upon how long you're going to be on the train, you can go to not a dining area, but a sleeping car and take a rest here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is one of the main differences. My preference, though, is to go by car.
Oh, you prefer to go by car, by yourself, in fact.
Well, not by myself, because I do not like to drive. But if someone else is driving, I would prefer to go by car. That is when I can see more of the scenery, and I have the freedom to go more places and choose when I want to go and stay as long as I wish to stay. That's why I prefer to drive.
Yes, I understand, but you're right. But train is better if you want to talk to other people. If you
Mm-hmm.
have to, if you want to meet some acquaintance in the public transport, it's
Mm-hmm.
better.
Well, this is true. This is true. All right. Well, this takes us to the end of that lesson. I hope that you'll have a good visit with your brother. And will you and your brother do anything? Will you go any place, or will you just stay home and revisit
Or
memories?
I suppose I will stay home with him. He is a passionate of video, and surely he'll want to show me some of his videos.
Okay, so he will want to show me some of his videos.
Yes, and it will last hours and hours. Sometimes it's a bit tiring, but I don't want to tell him that it's boring. Because
You are a good brother. Does he practice speaking English?
no, he can't speak English.
He's not interested in learning to speak English.
No, it's a really French. No, I only know French. It's enough.
Does he have children?
Yes, but they're all adults. They
Okay.
are my nephews, and they live in different parts of France.
Okay. So you will not get to see them, or will you get to see them?
I hope that I could see at least one or two couples. He had four children, four couples, and I hope that I could see two couples perhaps in his home for
Okay.
one. Yes.
Okay. Well,
That
good.
it will be at the end of the month, so we have time to discuss of that.
Right.
more.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I hope that you get to spend some time with them. And your children, how are they?
Tomorrow will be a big family party at our farm. We were 20 of us.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
3 couples of our children and 9 of our grandchildren. It's a big party because there are a lot of birthday. My son, 50 years.
Yes.
My grandson and my granddaughter, 20 years. The youngest, 9 years. So it will be a big party, I hope.
Very, very good. I'm going to stop the video now.
Yeah.